Hi, so in this video we're going to start looking at perhaps an A or a B grade type question in Pythagoras theorem. It is on the YouTube playlist on the channel, or you can have a look at mathswrap.co.uk. If you have a look at that, there's also a quick test that you can download and you can have a go at some of these problems for yourself. Okay, so with this particular question, it's a bit of an awkward drawing, so I hope I'm going to be able to do it justice on the video, but we'll give it a go. So what we've got is a triangle that's like that, and this bit is a right angle triangle, and also we've then further got another triangle which is like that, and this bit is also a right angle. I won't be able to put this onto the YouTube description, but it will be on the MathsWrap site, and I will draw that a little bit better next time. Okay, so we've got two triangles, and the information that they give to us is that, and this is where it gets a little bit awkward, but they say this is X, this is Y, this is Z, and this is W. And they tell us this is 15, this is 9, and this is 9. And what the question is all about two things. The first thing is we need to calculate the outside perimeter of this particular quadrilateral or four-sided shape. And then the other thing we need to do is calculate the area. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at calculating the perimeter, which is all the way round the outside edge of the shape. I think when you look at that, it is tempting to feel that both of those triangles are exactly the same. So in other words, if we work out the value of this line in the middle here, it's going to be the same as this line at the top. Well, I think that's one of the things where you could go a little bit astray, so it is worthwhile just checking that. So I think the first thing we'll do is we'll look at the triangles as two separate things, and what I'm also going to do is I'm going to label them in a way that kind of makes sense to me and is in keeping with a lot of the Pythagoras theorem. So if I look at triangle A, which I've got more information about, and then triangle B. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw triangle A. Okay, so this is A, and if I have a look at that, I've got 15 centimetres along the hypotenuse, and I've got 9 centimetres there, and I know that's a right angle. So, no I haven't, I've got 9 centimetres at the bottom, which is this bit here, and I want to know this dimension here. Okay, well, the easiest way of doing that, this dimension actually is W and Y. And this point here is X. So I'm not going to worry about those too much. I'm going to get rid of those, and I'm just going to use my normal Pythagoras type designation. I'm going to call that C, I'm going to call that A, and I'm going to call that B, because I want to use Pythagoras for it, and I can use. And that would be the way to answer the question. So I've got C squared equals A squared plus B squared. Alright, so C squared is 15 squared equals A squared, which is 9 squared, plus B squared, which is the bit I'm trying to find out, which is this WY along there. Okay, so if I do a little bit of manipulation of that, I can calculate that B equals, rather handily, B squared equals 144. So B actually is the square root of 144, which is 12. So what I've calculated is that the length WY, or this length here on my drawing, is 12 centimetres. Well, that's great. So what I need to do now is just make sure that ZY is either 12 or something different to 12. Okay, so I'm going to check. I'm not entirely sure that this 12 along here, this line, even though in the drawing it looks like it, I'm not entirely sure that it will be, so I need to check that. So in this particular way, I'm going to just draw another triangle, and I'll put this at the side here. So this is another triangle, which is triangle B. And again, I know it's a right angle. The information I've got is the hypotenuse is 12, and this bit at the bottom here, which will be WZ, is 9. And once again, I need to work out ZY, which is this dimension along here. But I'm not going to use ZY, I'm going to call it A, B and C. So C and A and B. And again, I'm going to say that C squared equals A squared plus B squared. I hope you can see that okay. So C squared is 12 squared equals A squared, which is 9 squared, plus B squared, which is the bit I'm trying to find out. And again, I need to use my calculator, a little bit of manipulation, and if you have a look at some of the other videos, it'll show you how to move things around when you're dealing with these types of equations. What it'll tell me is that B squared, I'm just going to refer to my notes, equals 63, which means the value of B is 7.93725. So we'll just call it 7.9. So B, which is this dimension along here, which is the same as ZY, is actually 7.9. Okay, so I appreciate it was tempting to call it 12, but it is better to make sure that you do that calculation and you work out accurately for the dimensions. Okay, so I can now answer both questions. The first thing I need to answer is the perimeter. Well, the perimeter is the total value of the outside lengths. So I've got 9 plus 9 plus 15 plus 7.9. Okay, and if I add all of those up, I get 40.9, which is the value of the perimeter, and I think it's in centimetres on the particular question paper. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing that I need to do is I need to work out the area of the quadrilateral. Well, it's much easier to work out the area of each of the triangles and then just simply add them together. So what I'm going to say is the area equals A plus B. Well, the area of a triangle is a half the base times the height. So the area of A is going to be a half, and the base is 9, and the height is 12. So that's this distance here. So it's a half times 9 times 12. I think there is a video on the YouTube channel that talks about how to work out the area of a triangle. The way I do it is I tend to think of it as a rectangle and then I divide it by 2. So it's going to be 9 times 12 as a rectangle divided by 2, and that will give me the area of the triangle. So that's the area of triangle A. I'm going to add that to the area of triangle B, and that's again a half base times height. So the base is 9 and the height is 7.9. Okay, which is this B or ZY across there. And if I add all of those together, I get 35.55 there. Please do check this on a calculator. And here I get 55. More or less 55. No, it's not, it's 54, beg your pardon. 54. Okay. If I add those two together, I get an overall 89.55 centimetres square as the total area of this quadrilateral. Okay, I hope that's been helpful to you. Please do have a look at the Maths Wrap posts, and there's also a quick test that you can download and you can try for yourself. Please do subscribe to the YouTube channel, have a look at the playlist, add a comment below, and I will get back to you, and I'll look forward to seeing you inside the next video.